Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Womcast.
Episode 2, man.
We're
here.
2, dude. We're freaking here. We made it.
We did it.
I don't know if that's making it.
Nah, I don't think it's making it. At least we continued something that we started.
Dude, yeah, we didn't stop at 1. So now you can say that we're on the way to building a habit.
We are on the way. We're not 1 and done. Maybe 2 in barbecue, though. I don't know.
That could be the case, dude. That could be the case.
Oh, man. So what's new, man? What's going on with you with stream? Life, what's up?
Yeah, I think stream's been great, dude. We adopted a wombat on our 24-hour. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the 24-hour on here.
Dude, that was,
We haven't talked about anything, dude.
There was a lot of stuff happening. Yeah.
Dude, the 24-hour was a lot of freaking work. And you saw that. Like, you saw me working on that thing like crazy.
So much work, seriously.
I was working on the 24-hour stream for probably, I would say at least 24 hours.
I mean,
like at least a total.
You were on it for weeks, dude.
Yeah,
I remember I watched you working on it.
So we the promo schedule that I did on it was like a month. So I planned out a month ahead.
In advance? Okay, that's intense.
I knew I was going to do it a month and a half ahead. And then I started planning how I was going to promote it a month ahead. And so that's when I started the promotion. And how I start promotion is like, hey guys, we're going to be doing this.
It's happening.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, hey, we're going to go. And then I'll go post on social media about it, or then I'll do whatever. And it was a lot. And then the overlays actually ended up being a really hard thing to do. It doesn't seem like much at all.
Yeah.
But so what I had to do, I was doing 2 different organizations that we were like donating towards,
right,
for Australia. And these 2 different organizations, on Tiltify, which is like a kind of like a host for like these like charity streams, because I always advise people don't just collect the money and say you're going to send it out, because it's just so much liability.
Yeah.
But Tiltify kind of hosts it, and then they get the funds. They get the funds straight to the organizations, which is cool. And so I had to set up 2 different campaigns.
Okay. And
then take the overlays from 2 different campaigns, put them on the same screen, crop them, make them like this thing. I only wanted one part of the overlay, so I needed to crop that.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Well, is it a full screen? Was it a full screen overlay?
Yeah, it was a full screen.
Yeah.
It was just a lot, dude. It was like, that was even the smallest piece, and then it was just kind of just preparing. I actually treated it like an athletic event almost.
Yeah.
I was preparing. I was making sure I was eating good before.
Yeah.
I was making sure that I was drinking tons of water. I was like, I literally sound so stupid because it's just sitting down and playing video games and stuff. But 24 hours, dude. The last time I did it, I wasn't prepared at all.
Dude, I was about to say, you actually went through the 24 hours like a champ, though. I felt like. I mean, yeah, you were tired afterwards or whatever, but the last one. When you got done with the last one, I think I was there when you got done with the last one, or whatever, and you were just like, I will never do that again.
Yeah, I said that. I said that on stream. I said that to my whole family. A random guy walking on the street, I was like, listen to me, I will never do this again. But it was, I legitimately was just like, I didn't never want to do that again. Unless, I kind of was thinking in my mind, unless I have it planned out. But what was kind of cool is you can really do a 24-hour well. I will say it was easier because we had some good amount of people in there the whole time,
right?
Which was really cool. And some people stayed with me the whole time, so it's crazy. So
dude, that's insane.
That helps out a lot, but it also is it's 24 hours, dude.
Dude,
it's doing one thing.
Well, I was thinking
or doing something.
It's got to be hard with when you're in those 2-3 a.m. hours. That's where it's got to be I bet you that's where it gets hard. It's almost am I gonna make it? It's just but then when you get to the 5 a.m. kind of in the morning as you're coming back around, you're like, victory lap, let's go.
Well, yeah, because it's real. It's like clockwork. So legitimately, right when it's around that 3 a.m. or 12 to 3 a.m. can get kind of scarce, and then once it gets to 5 a.m. it starts to people start to come back. And they want to see what's going on, especially for a charity stream. I think they want to see did they hit the goal or did they not, or did they raise $1 or did they raise the whole thing. And I think it was kind of interesting. It was like clockwork. Literally everybody who was there before started coming back and hey, what's up?
You know what it's like, dude? It's like you're running a marathon, right? Yeah. And it's like those friends at the beginning, oh man, good luck. And then they go to the end of the race with the water. Here's some water, man. You can make it.
They go and eat they go to Denny's or something like that. They're frick, I'm not waiting here the whole time, dude. They can't even run the marathon, but they won't even stay to watch it. Dude, honestly though, if I had a friend running a marathon, I would do that. I would I'd be going to Denny's and they'd be like, all right, I'm back at the end of the race.
We've been here the whole time.
We've been waiting. Balloons. things. And,
no, that was sick though, man.
It was like a marathon, dude. It was humbling, man. We raised over $5,000 as like a pretty small community.
Right.
But really what happened is like our community like expanded for a night. And it was kind of crazy because you started to see like everybody really sharing that was powerful. And you start to see, like, people want to be a part of something that's like kind of bigger than themselves in that way. And I think that was, for me, probably one of my highlights yet of streaming. Not that we hit like a certain goal, like money goal or something like that, but just to see people come together for like a 24-hour type thing like that and really throw down like some serious cash money was kind of crazy. And just that people were, the whole idea that Australia is like on fire and people were wanting to really do something about that versus just being like, oh, it's just somewhere else. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Was really powerful to me. It was really, really powerful.
No, it was dope, man. I think it was the coolest. My favorite part about it was, like you said, seeing like, because I would pop in here and there. I mean, I couldn't watch the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And I kind of joked with you. I went to the movies that night and I was like, all right, will you be done by the time I get back? You're like,
nope.
No. But it was the coolest thing that I saw was, like you said, your community was like, it wasn't just your community. I felt like it was communities that were like close or adjacent to your community that were seeing it. And
it was interesting because I don't ask, I like, will never ask a friend for a raid, or I'll never ask a friend for a host. Like, I think that's just the cringiest thing you could ever do. But it was
like asking a friend for money, dude.
Yeah,
it's
it really is. It's like, hey, can you bring your community over to me? You've worked so hard for this. Like, I've got friends who have pretty big communities, and I'm like, I'm not going to ask anyone for a host, and nor am I going to expect that at all. But literally every streamer that I know like got involved in that way, went live, and then they'll send people over and like things like that. It was just kind of crazy. It was it's powerful stuff, man.
That's so cool, dude.
So yeah, that was honestly like one of the biggest highlights yet. And then now what's going on is I'm like working on merch. So I'm trying to get merch out. That's like stressful, to be honest. Merch is really stressful for me. Why is it stressful
for you?
It's like people are buying a product from you.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I don't, to be honest, like with the merch that I sell, like I wish I like could be at a place where they make it and be like over their shoulder, like, what's the like, what is this? What is this? But
pulling the threads out. What is this? What is it? Is it Egyptian cotton?
Yeah, exactly. I wish it could be over their shoulder, just like. But realistically, like where we're at, like financially, like we can't order like batch shipments and have like t-shirts like lining our walls in our apartment, and hopefully we'll sell them, right? Like, so what I use is a service called Represent. And I wish I was sponsored by them right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
This podcast,
I'm
actually.
An affiliate of, yeah.
But what happens is when people order, then they take like a percentage out of that, so it's just like made to order.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's available, but also I can't like go to their headquarters and be like, what's this? I have to order it myself even.
Yeah.
And then wear it and stuff. So it also costs me like to do that piece of it.
Right.
And so, it's scary because you're connecting your name to something that people are buying. Mm-hmm. And then if they don't like it, then that's kind of a weird thing, right? And so,
well, I think it's different too, because like if people sub to you or donate to you or whatever, like they're like, oh, we like the product already, we're supporting it. Like, yeah. But it's like when you're saying, if you're cashing and trusting, going, hey, like this is a great product, you guys should like check it out, it's really awesome. You have to like know that it's awesome, like an actual physical product. So
yeah, and that's kind of the hard part for me. I want to make sure that everything, if I'm asking people to like shell out money for something, in connecting that with supporting me, I want that to be something that's like good,
top notch. So,
luckily with Represent, they make a really good product, and we did our ugly sweaters with them, and I was like super impressed. Yeah, super impressed.
Those sweaters were really high quality.
And then I ordered one of the sweaters that I'm selling, and it was freaking phenomenal.
Dude, it looks so dope. Good. Yeah, you guys haven't seen it yet, but it actually looks amazing.
I'm excited. So it'll be really good. And now I'm like working on some mugs and hats and
leaks here, huh?
Bro, it's stressful too because I have to use. It's kind of like similar to the charity stream. I've got to use different websites for different things. So I've actually like for hats, I've got to do something else to get the same quality, same deal, and the same deal like where I can just people can order it and they just get sent out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I'm trying to. I don't want to put out anything that's going to be, for lack of a better word, poop. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with me. I think big events wise, I'm not really. I've got a few ideas for big events coming up, but nothing too crazy. We're kind of trucking along right now. I want to do my goal one day. I don't know if I can do that now. I don't want to like make that a promise because I'm scared of
delivering
that. Yeah, is I want to one day get to a point where we're doing charity streams every 3 months, like almost like a 24-hour, like every 3 months.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily realistic right now.
Yeah,
but I've got a goal of like how much I want to raise for this year and stuff. But
totally. Well, you can even like ramp up to that. I think like something we always think in our minds when we set goals. It's like, oh, I have to I want to do this, so I have to do this. It's like, well, you want to do it 4 times a year. It's like, well, start with 2 times a year, and then start. It's like so many. Like one of the things my boss always says is that we always overestimate what we can do in like a year. We always underestimate what we can do in like 5 years, 10 years, like over a long period of time.
Absolutely.
And so like, dude, like you can ramp up to that.
I think I'll probably do that. Yeah.
Well,
what about you? What's been going on with you?
Yeah, man, just things are going good with work. So you guys probably know from first episode. If you don't know, I work for Think Media, which is like a YouTube channel, media company. So I've been editing some stuff this week. I also run like our podcast for that channel. So I have to edit a lot of podcasts. So it's a lot of great stuff right now. I have a few trips planned just to like go up and shoot and be with the team in Vegas and in San Diego. So I'm really excited about it, man. It's been awesome. It's been intense, but great. Like I've learned so much. And then we've been like using everything I've been learning with working for this company. We've been using it as well to like help build my wife's like cooking channel on YouTube.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Jeez, I almost took down our whole setup. But talk about that a little bit because you guys actually like pretty quickly got started up with a channel. And just talk about the work that you're doing, like talk about what it is, all that kind of stuff.
So basically
plug it too.
Yeah, plug it. That's funny. So me and my wife, we're doing a channel together. My wife loves to cook, and so she put together like a cooking channel that's completely plant-based. And so we just kind of like, it looks like it started quick, but we wanted to like 2-3 months, dude. We've been trying to get this started, but it always looks quick when it happens because like all the planets align, everything happens, all the work that you've been like doing underground. You know this. This.
Absolutely.
It's like a stream, right? It's like you put all this work in like before the stream happens. People are like, it just shows up on my screen and it's here like magically.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, but we've been working and developing that really, really like for a couple months now. And we finally launched it, I think about a month ago, but it was such a soft launch. We just put like one video out there. We're like, we know it's not going to do great, but we just want to get some content out and some videos out. And then we've been kind of refining our process over the last few weeks and really using a lot of things I'm learning with Think Media and really trying to like optimize that well. And so it's going really well. Like we're just kind of like trying to be, we're posting a lot of our recipes and stuff in like Facebook groups, which has kind of been really huge for us. So we've been like going, okay, hey, we have this vegan pad thai recipe. Yeah. And so we're in like vegan Facebook groups, and we're not trying to self promote because I know that's really really like
you're not just spamming your link.
You spam your link in there.
Please.
Watch, please. Like,
like when someone comes to my chat, they're like, "Come watch me over here. I'm live." It's like, well, F me then.
I love when you do that when you pause your stream and like, okay, everybody, let's go. We're all going over to this guy's stream.
Yeah, we're all heading over, dude. We're all heading over.
But it's going really well. So we've been getting some view traffic, building a bit of an email list.
Yeah.
And then
how many people email list wise you have?
We have I think we have 50 now.
Dude, 50 one video.
2 videos now.
2 videos.
That's with the breakfast burrito, yeah.
50 like email, basically 50 people who clicked on a recipe card.
Yep.
That they wanted to like. They literally created a great recipe card. It's not like, just a scam recipe card. It's like literally really good recipe card for the people who watch it. 50 people clicked on that from their video, which is crazy numbers that they went into the description.
Yep.
Clicked that link.
Yep.
Downloaded that thing.
And
put their email in.
Enter. And downloaded the link.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So we're just like starting to build just a community, like kind of like how you've done here with on your Twitch and stuff. We're just trying to build a community of people that want like eat plant-based, that cook that food, want it to be delicious and not just like bland crap. So so Cammy's been slowly building that, and just like we've been chipping away, and so it's been really great, man, because everything I'm learning within working with Think Media is just like
boom,
transitioning over so quick.
So talk about hours, like how many hours do you think you're putting in? Like, so Think Media go from when to when?
Usually Think Media is 9 to 5 pretty much every day. There might be a little bit of variation on different days or whatever, but a lot of days it's like that. And then after I get done with that, then I'm also working on Cammy stuff after that. So like earlier this week we released a video, like a breakfast burrito video, and I worked all that day till 5 p.m. I didn't have most of the video edited. I just had some basic, like not even close. Like it's not watchable where it was like editing wise. So it's super raw still. And so I had to edit that for like 2-3 hours, but I got through that pretty quick, which I was surprised with, because I was like, usually it takes me like probably 5 hours, 6 hours, but I got like through that in like a maybe 3.5 hour edit. And then after that, that's when this is the thing people don't see, right? And you probably have these things with stream as well.
Yeah.
Is once you're done with the video, you're not done with the video.
Good. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When you're done with the video, you ain't done with the video. So I gotta still have to, design the thumbnail. I still have to put the title out for YouTube.
How long can you spend on a thumbnail, you think?
Dude, you can spend hours on a thumbnail. You can spend as much time as you want on a thumbnail. Literally, it's like it could take forever. Or it could be something that comes super quick.
So for anyone like listening or watching, so a thumbnail, it sounds really like dumb, but and you're not dumb if you don't know what a thumbnail is, but yeah, these people are so dumb, but hey, a thumbnail is just basically the picture you see when you're scrolling down on YouTube. Like you'll see like the different videos and you'll see something that catches your eye. Like it's basically the still frame that is like what you click on.
Yes.
And so that's like a really important piece of a video, a lot more important than maybe a lot of people think. And it takes a lot more time than a lot of people probably think.
No, it's like your title and your thumbnail are arguably probably the most single, like one of the most single important things of your video. Obviously, the quality of your videos. It's like, it's almost like, you can't like have a really crappy video and a good thumbnail and expect to do good.
Yeah.
But if you have a really good video, but a bad thumbnail and a bad title, no one's going to see your video.
Yep.
So that's kind of like why thumbnails are so important in titles, even how you craft the title. So a lot of that I try to spend a little more time on, just to make that dialed in. But then,
and a title can take even just as long as a thumbnail.
The title can take long.
You've got to find, so with a title, you find like searchable term. I do this with my videos, like at a smaller extent. I do it when I have time, but you search for like all these searchable terms and kind of fit those into a title and try to see like, okay, this is what people are searching. This is how people find my video because I've created this great content. But if it just goes into the sea of YouTube, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to find searchable things that people are gonna click on, but also you can't make it to where it's searchable things, but it's also not anything to do with the video. And so it's like
it's like this juggling act, like search terms, good title, not clickbaity, but also kind of a little like bait, not just clickbait, but just like some bait out there for people to like want to click through and watch. So that night I kind of would design the thumbnail, but luckily for Cammy stuff, it's just a picture of the food. So I just do like a photo shoot of the food.
Yeah,
I don't really put a lot of text on it because I'm like, hey, it's like whatever. And so did that, the title, description, tags. But then after that process, I'm not done yet still.
Okay, yeah.
So the next part of the process is the email list thing you talked about earlier.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So what I have to do is I have to create a website page where people will go to and see when they click through a link in my description. We'll see like the email entry like form with the name, the picture, all that stuff, so they can get their recipe card download for free. So then I have to create that. Then I have to create the like campaign that sends the email out when that happens. And I have to design the email that gets sent out. So like literally when you think you're done with a video, that's probably like 60% of it, man. It's like you have the other 40% of marketing it well.
Well, I think there's like a portion of like the population who thinks that YouTube is like an easy thing, or it's just they watch the videos like, well, yeah, you're just posting like fun videos up there.
You just put your little doohickey up
there. Yeah, it's same thing with streaming. Oh, you just turn it on and go, right? It's like, oh yeah, no, I mean the $2,000 something of equipment and like all the back end of that. Yeah, the
knowledge
like,
and
then all of a sudden now you got to broadcast and you got to be somebody who's like entertaining and I think the reason why I kind of like wanted you to go deeper into that is because you kind of start to see a little bit of the backside of what we do on a daily basis. And it's not even like Tony technically is a professional doing it now because it's literally you're getting paid to do it every day. Like,
that's my work, yeah.
Like for anybody out there, it's not just like because I didn't want to go to a 9 to 5, so I just wanted to do YouTube. It's like, okay, well, are you okay with doing like a 15-hour day every day, or does that work better for you? Oh, do you want to know how much money's coming into your account every month? Not with this. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. It's like, when you pursue something of this nature, it's that way. And I think what's at the core of it is you've got to be really passionate about what it is and creating in that way. And so I think with you guys, you're super passionate about creating. I don't even know if it's necessarily like the plant-based thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're passionate about that, but I think there's a centerpiece of just creating content and being able to like make really, really unique videos and teach people and help them get from point A to point B. And
well, I just find it really interesting. It's like I find YouTube as a giant puzzle, or like even content creation is a giant puzzle in my mind. Like, okay, what if I put this piece here, and then that would work? And if it works, I get like so stoked on it because I'm just like, dude, so sick. 'Cause I thought about that idea in my mind and like had this idea for a puzzle to put this puzzle piece there, and now it's getting views and people really like it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think about it when I like think about YouTube. I'm like, oh, it's like fun that way. My wife is super passionate about cooking. Like she loves cooking. She loves teaching people cooking, loves inspiring women to do that. So it's kind of like our target audience is women and plant-based people want to cook plant-based. So like, but for me, yeah, I'm just like, I dig creating and then it just gives me margin in my life.
Yeah.
That I like, that I'm super passionate about creating. Yeah.
Cool. Well, it seems like you're in a pretty cool place. Like just, I think what was really cool is like seeing even your other channel, like Home Trek. Like,
yes, I love
like
that channel.
Performing this month and
yeah, I love that channel, dude. It's like that's
cool
like
to see, man.
Yeah, that's my fun channel, man. I like that one.
Yeah, so it's I think it's cool to see for where you're at. You still get to actually get in the sandbox and play around too.
Yes, totally.
Because Tony literally, I mean, all day he's editing or he's doing like a thumbnail or he's doing like a meeting with the team.
Yep.
Talking about some other thing or this thing or that whatever.
You just walk by like, what do you say?
Dude, I feel like he's on calls all the time out there talking about, okay, we got to do this, and I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, he was even yesterday talking with, or a few days ago talking with a brand, like trying to get them a brand deal. And I think I don't know if you secured that or not, but it's just, it's kind of crazy to look at because if you stay passionate and stay on the road, and a lot of people think about like content creation, and I used to think about it this way, is like, if it doesn't take off at this point, then I guess it's not for me.
Yep.
I don't think that's necessarily how I think about it anymore. I think about it more of just, you got to look at what taking off means for one, because taking off doesn't mean you're like Jake Paul in the Lambo and the the big house. Like you can create like a good like living and just still be able to do what you love.
Yeah.
With not like some crazy thing.
Well, the thing too is what you just remind me of something is that like it took me like 2 years of not having a job to get here.
Yeah.
Like it took me trying to learn coding, to do coding for websites. Me and my wife trying to start like a website design business that failed and didn't work and we hated it and we didn't like doing it at all. It took me trying to do professional competitive gaming that didn't work, that I couldn't succeed in. It took me trying streaming then as well, which didn't work, didn't succeed. I mean, it took me years of like the last 2 years of just failure, trying something, fail, try something, fail, try something, fail, to then land on this YouTube space and this content space that I just like absolutely love. So like, that's what I think is sometimes we think like, oh, it's like we don't do good or we fail. Like we know, oh, it didn't work and it worked right away. It's like, yeah, I mean, if I would have stopped after, a year and a half ago, even 6 months ago, I wouldn't be here then. Like if I would have just stopped.
Yeah. Interesting, dude. I think that transitions pretty well to like kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, totally. I want to hear what's going with you.
I think it was interesting because this month, like, we knew Jordan had some like less hours and stuff at work and everything, and it kind of just like snuck up on us that like we actually got kind of hit with some like different things financially that happened this month. And that was part of this morning where I was like, well, I just need time to figure this out. And why I didn't really go live in the morning. But I think I'll just kind of tell the story. That's what I'll kind of do. So like today I woke up, already we're like pretty like short on what's going to happen for this one. Like, yeah, totally. But we figure it out, dude. And I'm not I'm not here to complain or anything like that. You know me, I don't ask for favors from anybody. So
totally.
It's more of just, we were pretty light, and then all of a sudden Jordan came home today and was like, oh hey, by the way, she was like so distraught. I felt so bad. She was like, you're gonna be really mad. And I was like, okay.
let me take a drink of coffee.
We'll see if I'm gonna be mad, okay. Like, no, I'm not gonna be mad. She goes, I tried to figure it out. I was trying to help, but I went to go drive to work in your car, and the tire's flat. I was like, okay, because all that's going through my mind is like, my other source of income is Lyft.
Yeah, like
driving Lyft, or if you don't know what Lyft is, it's basically Uber.
Yeah,
that's my other source of income right now, like 100%.
Yeah,
and I was gonna drive like literally this morning. I was going to drive, and like tonight I was going to drive and kind of make up that ends meet in the way, like where it's like literally like kind of like just a few extra that we needed.
Yeah.
And so the heart starts racing a little bit, and for me, I was scared, dude. And I still am. I still am scared. But I think it was just, we just kind of just sat there and we're like, okay. And something I love about Jordan and I is a lot of the times this would bring people like pissed off at each other.
Yeah, like
it's your
divide.
fault. It's your fault. It's what like somehow people get mad at each other over the financial stuff. But for me, I was just like, oh wait, no, there's another piece of the story. Sorry. The night before, I did drive Lyft. I spent 4 hours. I was out from, I think it was 10 p.m. like till like 2 a.m. about, and I made $25. And I got back and I was just like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, I was just like, what did I do to my family?
Yeah.
What have I decided to do here? And
right.
Yeah, scary, man.
Yeah.
I think like not providing for my wife.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, that's like full on, bro. Full on, dude.
Yeah. And so, instead of just wallowing in it and getting frustrated and all that stuff, we went into like problem solving. We looked at it as a challenge, you know?
Yeah.
And what we started doing was like, how are we going to make it work, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, oh, frick, I got like a whole bunch of guitar pedals. And we've been trying to sell them for a bit. I wanted to sell them for a bit. I haven't tried. Something's in my eye. I don't know what it is. But we've been trying to sell them for a bit. And so just kind of getting more aggressive on selling those. I've got another thing called a Roland SPD SX, which if you know what that is, it's a really expensive piece of drum equipment. It's like a drum pad that's like the best thing in the world.
If you're looking for one.
And if you are looking for one, yeah, I'm selling it. Also, it's like my baby, so I'm kind of bummed.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of equipment that we're going to be able to sell. And by really the grace of God and my beliefs, we're going to be able to pay rent and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it's more emotional because of that fact of like, I brought Jordan into this.
Right.
She signed on when I had a job where I was making over 6 figures.
Right.
Like, or not over 6 figures, but over 100,000, right? Like, we were doing really good for where we were at, and she was able to buy whatever the frick she wanted.
Right.
Not that she's like crazy spender and like that, but like I was able to give her things, go take her out to dinners, and
and
I just said like, why? Like, when I was in the car, I was just like, why the frick did I do this? Like, like, why did I do this to our family? And I just remembered, I was like, no, like, we have a mission to really like inspire, motivate, and like get people either from point A to point B and like streaming. Maybe they want to stream, or maybe it's just like being a part of their lives and creating community. And and for us, like that centerpiece stands like so true, and that's all we have right now. Like realistically, like the belief that like we can do that and we've been called to do that is kind of where we're at. And so I don't know. I think I don't mean to be a like emotional wreck, and I hate crying, but it just pumps me up, man. I think for me, I'd rather be able to tell my kids one day. It's not a pregnancy announcement, okay? But I'd rather be able to tell my kids one day that I've given it all to get where I'm at, wherever I'm at that point, and sacrifice things for other people. And that's more powerful to me than being able to buy Jordan that car she wanted, or the house, or buy the things to impress people that I don't really even care about. So I think that's where I've kind of settled on the issue. And I didn't want to talk about that like on like an actual stream, because I don't want it to be something that's like, oh, hey, I'm going through this. Can you help me? Like, that's not what I'm looking for. But I like the podcast setting to talk about this, because there's probably other people who are going after things that they really want to go after, or they're scared to be in this space that I'm in. But just know that like when you push through, there's something on the other side. No,
I could not agree more with that. Like, literally, it's what's so crazy, and I think why like even God just brought us together in this season and living together and stuff like that is like I've just literally gone through 2 years of that. Like, just of like, you just question like, what am I doing? Like literally sitting there one time like playing Overwatch. I had like, so when I was playing Overwatch, I had scrimmages from like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Can't be at home at 5. And like go to bed at 9:30, 10. She had to work at 6 in the morning. So it was just like, and I was just sitting there going like, I had that same kind of moment where I was like, what am I doing? Like, I just like playing video, and there's nothing about it. It's just like, but you just have those moments. You're just like, why? What am I doing? And you just like kind of like, it's so clear, like the moments in life when you look yourself in, like truly like, and go like, what the heck am I doing? And I think what's so crazy though is that I think those moments are like defining, and they're kind of like in their nature, they're very much like, this is where pressure gets put on something, and if it's weak, it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
Or if it's strong, it'll get stronger. So like that's how you know, is when pressure's applied to stuff, it's like it'll get stronger. You know, like even like when you're talking about you and Jordan, or even like me and Cammy, it's like whenever pressure hits us, we have two options. We can either like run away and get weaker, or come together and actually get stronger. And like I've just found it over and over again to be so true. And like those hard times are what define it. Like, and I saw a tweet you actually liked this morning from somebody who was talking about that. It was like the idea like failure is not the opposite of success. Like,
absolutely.
Failure is like just a part of it.
Yeah.
And so like, I just think like more and more, it's like, you know what? Hey, life will hit you, and it's going to keep hitting you and keep beating you sometimes. Absolutely. Like, right. I mean, like hearing your tires flat today is just like, oh.
I honestly was just like.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just I know.
Mother, let's go.
How mad did you get when she said that?
I wasn't mad. Honestly, she was so distraught that I was just like,
yeah.
Hey, just come here real quick. Yeah.
I'm going into like stable mode here.
Yeah. And I just had to I was like, I'm going to take a shower real quick. And I just kind of like, put my head against the wall, and it was just like, okay, I'm a big problem solver, like right away. Like,
right.
So for me, once something happens, that'll get me going. Like I woke up really bad headache today, and like just, it was kind of all hitting today, but I just got in the shower, put my head against the wall, just like, okay, kind of like calculating up, okay, I could do this, I could do that. We were going to be able to hit rent this month, but now this next month is going to be crunch time. I'm going to need to drive this much once we fix my tire.
Right.
I'm going to need to do this and that. And, yeah. So
no,
it was just that for me. It was just like, okay, what can I do? Like for me, I look at it now, my back's against the wall, nowhere else to go except for like passionately go forward. And it's just, for me, it's that right now is like, okay, it's not about leveraging other things, but there's hours that I can use right now to do, to find some sort of revenue generating thing. It's not from like my community. Like,
right.
Like I think a lot of people, they go, oh, I can just go to my community. Right. Hey guys, I need this money. So it's true. Like, no, like, well then you should have had a job this whole time.
Right. Totally.
Realistically, like I should have had a job this whole time then. And so for me, like now I can passionately go out there and find revenue generating things, whether it is doing videos for business like we were talking about, or whether it is like just driving more consistently and kind of like, because I haven't been driving before stream, so maybe I can fit that in before stream, come stream, and then edit some videos right after. Yeah. And then go drive. Right. You know? And so I just got to get more aggressive if I want to do something that I love. Right. And if I really believe in this idea of like building a community and passionately going after it. And so I think that's for me, like where I stand with it. Like, right. I've seen people before put like donation goals, like, oh, I'm going to help me pay rent. Yeah. Go out there and get your rent, dude. Like get out, you know? And so I think that's why like this setting for me was where I wanted to talk about it. Right. Not on stream. Yeah. I don't ever want to do that when I have a sub goal on the screen. Right. No. It's not fair to my community. It's not. And that's not why we're here. No, it's not. We're not here to pay my bills. We're here to legitimately like create a community that is going to do things that are bigger than themselves. And I think that's what I'm more passionate about. And if it stayed the same size for a long time, I would hope that I'd passionately go after it still. Right. Totally. And work another job or do something else. So
totally. Well, and I think that's sometimes we create those ultimatums that don't exist. And let me explain that real quick. So like a lot of times we go like either or. So someone will go like into streaming, for example. Yeah. And go, I'm stopping everything on my life and I'm betting it all on this. And when it doesn't work out, they're like, oh shoot, it didn't work out. Yeah. Now I got to go work this job and I got to stop streaming completely and give it all up. Yeah. And it's like, and you know this more than anybody, so I'm just more saying it out of like just, you know, whatever, my thoughts about this. But like, I feel like time and time again, if you can afford to do that, do it, I guess. But if you want to do that, but if it's like you can work and pursue your dreams. Like what's crazy to me is like, I even think about our channel right now, right? With Cammy's Plant-Based Kitchen channel is like legitimately she works full time, like full on job. I work full time, full on job. And we find our time on the weekends and in evenings to like build this thing. Yeah. And I feel like too, what I found is when you work more and do that, you actually get like more effective with your time. Like, I don't know how it's possible, but I was like, shoot, like this time last year, like we had like 2 social events planned in the evening after work this week. And I was like, we need to get a video out. And and I was like, shoot, I actually think we can do it though. Like we can carry it all. And
isn't it funny too? Like once you get to that like third event of the day or third thing you had to do that day,
right?
You almost get like the second wind of like, oh, we're going.
Yeah, we're
just
going.
Cooking.
Let's
dude.
go. Yeah, let's go. That's
funny you say that because I realized that time and time again in my life when I was in high school, I used to play football, right? Mm-hmm. And when I was playing football, really good grade point average, like ridiculous. I hated football. I didn't really like it, but it was so busy. Like my life was so busy, there was no room for any other crap, right? There was no room for vegging out or getting into trouble with friends. There was no room for anything because I did that. I did church. I played music at church, and then I was like my whole life. I was like boom, boom, boom. I decided, I don't have enough time for stuff, right? I said that. I also didn't like football, so that's kind of a part of it. So I went and quit for the next season. And I had this like lull before like I first played tennis in sophomore year. This lull where I was like, I've got so much time, but I ain't doing nothing, dude. Yeah. Like it literally, you have more time, dude. It's like you actually like fill that time with stupid stuff like Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't actually find the time to do other things. So for me, I found when I have a consistent like Lyft schedule, like when I'm driving Lyft, I'm actually so freaking productive on everything else.
Right.
And I'm more passionate. I'm more like sure of myself.
Right.
Versus when it's like I let that slide a little bit or when like, I don't know, whatever. Like I don't have that as much in my schedule.
Well, I think too, like you said something earlier about having your back against the wall. I think there's something actually really strong about having that feeling. When you hit that feeling, because I've hit that feeling before too. Like when I first got my like offer of like kind of trial internship, like for Think Media. Yeah, my back was against the wall, going like, I gotta make this work. I gotta do the best I can, like to like really like do good work, really impress them. So hopefully like they'll like me and want to bring me on staff and stuff like that. And you hit this back against your wall moment where you're like, this has to work or else. There's something like crazy powerful that happens when it's almost like, again, you can let it destroy you or you can let it to be like one of the most powerful moments in your story and in your life. Like you'll never forget this season where your back is against the wall. Yeah. You won't. You're going to be like, frick, you remember that time? You know what's going to happen in 5 years? I'm telling you, because me and Cam have these same stories. In 5 years, you're going to be like, remember that time where it was like, we were in LA and it's like, I was like trying to like do streaming and I was trying to, before I got this community off the ground, and it's so huge now in 5 years. But before, I remember that was like, that was intense. That was like our defining moment of like, no, we're doubling down on this thing. And the way we're doubling down is like actually creating a stable financial world. Mm-hmm. So now I can actually become a bigger influence in the stream world and not have to be as stressed about that side of things. Absolutely. You know, like and I've never seen you honestly stressed about that kind of stuff with the money, with like, with Twitch and streaming and all that kind of stuff. But like, you just literally are so freed up in that, like in that place. Like, even though you're working more, again, you get more efficient with the time, you get lean with the time. I almost feel like there's something powerful about like, and maybe it's a spiritual thing. And this is like just kind of my belief on a lot of stuff, but like my personal belief is like if you're called to do something, God can like multiply the like effectiveness of your time. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just really truly believe that. And I've seen it happen over and over again where it's like, frick, like I had way more time then.
You're like, was there still 24 hours in that day?
Like, wait,
it didn't seem like it.
Like, cause like that's why I had that moment when I got Cammy's video the other day when I was like, shoot, that was a big edit. I needed to do like a lot of content to get it ready. And like, but I did that all in one evening. And like, I just grinded through and kept my head down and went through it. And then now, like, for the rest of the week, I'm like, okay, the next few days, I don't have to worry about editing something right now. Like, for Cammy's channel, I can wait till, this weekend and we're going to shoot stuff. And
absolutely.
So, like, I think you're going to get more effective and actually get more influential because of your back against.
Yeah, that's, for me, I think I do perform best at that in the moment. I mean, that's the whole reason I started streaming. Realistically, that's the whole reason I started streaming, because not that my back was against the wall financially, not at all. It was like way farther off the wall, to be honest.
I didn't even know what a wall was.
I there was no wall that existed in my mind. And not that I was, in my mind, I was rich because it was just like, I don't spend that much money. And I was like, I could spend it on whatever.
Yeah.
But where my back was against the wall was, I was somebody who I did not like. And I was somebody who I had not created anything in a long time. And I had allowed my superior at the time to make me into a very insecure person who didn't believe in himself at all.
Right.
And I had accepted that, oh, this is just how life is supposed to be until you retire.
Right.
And I accepted that. And I hated that I accepted that every day.
Yeah.
And so I started playing video games kind of like a lot to veg out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went into like streaming on the Xbox for a second. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, that's kind of cool. I saw you streaming and I was like, oh, that looks fun. And then I was like, well, what if I just made like a logo and stuff like that and like a whole thing, and then just actually like streamed off of my like Mac laptop?
Yeah.
Found a way to do it. And I just found a way to do that. But then I was like, oh, whoa, I like actually like created something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into like, what if I like actually from the start of that, like the start of the stream when I started it up, I just created it like it was like kind of like a YouTube video, or it was kind of like a, I don't know, like a show, and actually like performed. Yeah. And like actually I had a good time, you know, because at first I just played video games like everyone else, you know, and that's where it clicked for me. I was like, it showed me who I'd become, and it was really, I was really depressed. I was really depressed. I was really isolated. Everyone around me thought I was okay, and I wasn't at all. And I started to like slip into this really like bad place where I was just somebody who I didn't know. And my wife kind of felt the same way. Like, I thought she was gonna be like, no, you can't leave your job. You can't do this. Like, we can't. Oh gosh, we have a 4-bedroom house. Like, we didn't own it, but we were renting literally a 4-bedroom house for 2 of us. That's stupid. Like, why would I do that? But I mean, we could afford it. And it clicked for us. It was like, we're not gonna allow life to be like that, because we wouldn't want life to be like that for our kids one day,
right? When
they grow up, and we wouldn't want wish anyone else's life to be that way. So why in the heck would we make our life that way? It doesn't have to be this way, and it doesn't have to really like stay that way. So and for me, once I can't see a future in something, it's pretty quick. I can't keep moving because I'm a very futuristic person, thinking like 5 years ahead, that kind of stuff. And when it's not working out, it's not working out. And so we just figured it out, you know? So now we're here. And I think that moment for me was a really big moment, because it wasn't that like, oh, now I'm springboarding into success and this crazy thing. But I always say this, 5 times poorer, but 10 times happier. Yeah. And that's legitimate. And so I think it's something that I've been sticking to those little phrases for me when I sit here and I think I'm so overwhelmed with the real side of life, like the adult side of life. Yeah. Or even like I'm overwhelmed with, what if people don't like what I create anymore? Right. Yeah. That's a really scary question for somebody, like, because I connect a lot of the things that I create to me. Right. I shouldn't do that, but I do. Right. And I'm like, what if people don't like that anymore? Like, what if, like, they're like, I get it. I get what Nick's all about, you know? And then I start to realize, like, it's not about what I create. And that's a beautiful thing about Twitch. It's not about what I create. It's about what everyone, or like what the community that I create. So it's not about like what me. At some point, it transitions to like, it's a place for people. Well, I think too, when one step further, it's like the place in the community, but it's also like who you are instead of what you do. I think people start to buy in, like, just start to realize like who you are as a person, as they get to know you more better, like the community and stuff like that. And it becomes a more place like, the entertainment and your funny bits and like who comes out to a crab rave, dude? Who does that? Like, but like those things that you do may draw people in. Age 26. Age 26, by the way. What you do draws people in. Yeah. And then they come for the community. They stay for the community. They stay for like who you are as a person. And I think that's one of the coolest things I've seen just from afar, is like this community is just so strong, because it's like a reflection of who you are, but it's also a reflection of like the people that are a part of it and the key people that are here, like that are in your chat every time, that are like building this place, building this stream. Is like one of the coolest things. That's one thing I didn't really expect with streaming, was like, I don't know why I didn't expect like the consistency of people, but for me, like, I'm so honored to become part of people's lives, right? Like on a daily basis, a lot of times, like, right? I'm so honored to do that, and it's not that I'm like this big moving force in their life, but just the fact that I get to live life with people is something that's what I'm passionate about streaming. Like, yes, the action of streaming is really fun for me, that kind of stuff. Yeah. But what's kept me doing this almost every single day for like 9 months, which is actually like probably longer than I've done really anything consistently, like creatively, which is crazy to think about. And I haven't even felt it. I haven't even like been like, oh, I'm so tired of streaming, dude. I'm like so tired. It's like I haven't even felt it.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm taking Sundays off is so I can work on YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like the only reason I've been able to do that is because of the fact that I feel like I'm able to do life with people on a consistent basis. And that's what I'm passionate about, and being there for people in a deeper way. And maybe being a small piece of their inspiration or motivation, or being not that I'm like in this cheesy way, but like just being there for people and just championing them on to do things in life. Even if it's not like streaming or
right.
something like that. So
no, that's amazing, bro.
I think that's the piece for me that keeps me like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Even if it's not streaming forever, I think in content creation, it's got to still have that for me if I'm going to do it long term. So I think what's cool about Twitch is you get an instant reaction with that.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there editing a video and being like, I wonder if this is going to be like. I think it's cool you get to talk to people, ask them questions, but
no, and they get real time responses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of real time responses,
we probably should transition, huh?
I think it's time.
Okay.
I think it's time for Q&A.
Yes, it is. It is, because we're at like 45 minutes, so definitely.
Yeah, so Absolutely. If you are listening and you want to be a part of this live Q&A, all you got to do is jump over to Twitch, Loadedwombat. We do this bi-weekly.
Oh yeah, if you're on YouTube, the only way you can be a part of this like question and answer is that's what Q&A means, by the way.
In case you were born yesterday.
In case you were born yesterday. Yeah, you got to be on Twitch. So if you're on here, sick nasty. If not, no worries. And if you are here right now, you beautiful people, you beautiful human beings, thanks for being here. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys throw those into the chat. We'll keep kind of talking for a little bit here, and then we'll switch over to those. If not, no worries. Or if you have like a comment, you can comment too. Just tag me, and then it'll show up red on my chat
and pop out.
And it will pop out, but don't use that in other times all the time.
You're like, you just gave away that information. Like, oh, you could actually make a PR red on my screen.
Like, it's funny, there's certain people that know
that
about like little things like that, where they're like, if I tag him in his chat, it shows red. Well, he will see it every time.
Well, now you just completely.
But I'm so bad at reading chat that it's like I barely even, I wouldn't even see it.
Well, it's also the color blindness for you.
Yeah, I am colorblind, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's funny.
But it seems like you guys were kind of liking the conversation. It isn't a question, but I love you. I love you more. Yeah,
someone in Mortal said in the chat, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. That's such a true quote. I remember hearing it as a kid in like elementary school.
It sounds cheesy when you hear it.
It sounds cheesy, yeah.
As a kid, or like.
Yeah, you're like, whatever.
Okay. But yeah. It's very true. Very true. Well, yeah, we'll read a couple things. So we got Mick Beardsley says something very nice. Says there's so many dude, I think I need glasses, by the way, because I can kind of like barely read that.
Really?
There are so many people on Twitch, but I actually enjoy being on the channel. Nick is awesome, and the rest of you are awesome to talk to. I have others that I think maybe I should watch them, but the connection here outweighs it. I was like, that word is so hard to read. I appreciate that, Mick Beardsley. Yeah, we're trying to create something a little bit deeper than just. I mean, obviously my gameplay's not enough, so.
No.
Amen. Yeah.
The gameplay.
Well, cool. Also, YouTube, if you guys have questions, I will jump into the comments and answer those. But obviously, on this recording, we're not gonna answer them. But yeah, how you feeling? You feeling good about this one?
Feeling great, man. These are gonna be coming soon on audio as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get these all on like the audio platforms, all that kind of stuff. Be looking out for merch very soon from me. We're gonna link Tony's channel in the description of the video as well. Their new channel for plant-based foods. And then anything else to shout out? I feel like there's other stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who's here, man. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Cool. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and dab on the haters. Okay?
Dab on every single hater.
Not a question, but loving the podcast and the message. Needed to hear this. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. And Mrs. Wombat said something nice, but I'm not going to read it because she's my wife. Okay, bye everybody. Like, subscribe, dab on the haters. Bye.